Well, good morning, Bible fans and YouTubers. This is Pastor Matt here with a rare Thursday morning Bible review. Hey, I got a piece of fan mail recently, which is surprising because I don't have very many fans, if any. But this one is from my friend EM, who writes this. Hi, Matthew. I'm still very much enjoying your Bible video reviews. Thank you so much for doing them. They really help to get a good idea before purchasing. Well, you're welcome, EM. I actually bought my ESV Pit Minion calf split after watching your 2-year crash test video. Excellent. Knowing how well it would wear after a lot of use. And I just received the Crossway large print reference Thinline in top grain leather. That's this Bible, which we'll be referring back to in just a moment. I was so excited to get this after watching your video and others. I find the leather to be extremely nice, soft, and luxurious, and indeed it certainly is that, no question about that. It seems to be constructed well, and after breaking it in a bit, it's already laying quite nicely flat and beautifully limp in the hand. The one downfall I see, which is quite disappointing, is the amount of ghosting visible on the actual lines of print from the reverse side of the page. I am wondering if I actually find it quite distracting to read, especially in brighter light. Dimmer light is okay. I'm even wondering if the paper is identical to the cheaper True Tone edition. I was expecting better quality than the True Tone for the higher price. Is the Omega much more legible in your opinion, especially since the paper is much better, I'm sure? Thanks. Okay, well, let's talk about this. We actually have both of these Bibles, and we've reviewed both of them in the past. This is the aforementioned reference Thinline in top grain leather. And this leather is, as the writer suggests, very soft and supple. In fact, I wish Crossway would do more of these top grain leather Bibles. This is really fantastic. It's very floppy in the hand. It preaches very well, opens well for teaching. You can see the amount of floppinization. That's a technical term, folks. Write it down. In this Bible as I hold it. And the print is very large and legible. Okay, now the question in hand is whether the higher end version of the same Bible has any better printing in terms of its ghosting or the seen through of other lines from the back page. This Bible is in fact more expensive. It has a goatskin cover rather than the top grain. Okay, it has the line stitching around the edge of the perimeter of the cover, which is a nice feature and also adds to the strength of the Bible. And it has a nice leather liner, or at least a very convincing fake leather, faux leather liner. Sometimes these are so difficult to tell whether it's real or not, unless the publisher discloses what it's made out of. It's difficult. Maybe somebody can comment on that. But the question at hand is whether it has better ghosting. This Bible will run you in the mid-150s right now for sale, I think. Normally it's about a $180 Bible. This one down here, I bought it for somewhere in the neighborhood of $90, but I see it commonly now for around $100. So the question is, what's it look like on the inside? Well, I've prepared a couple of comparison pages for you. So let's start with the more expensive one, the Omega. And I'm going to turn to a psalm. Let's go right here to Psalm 47. And when I look at the prints of the more expensive Omega, I do see a fair amount of ghosting. Now, should this be? This is the high end. This is the heirloom edition. And despite the fact that the paper is very smooth, it is a very high quality paper, the problem of ghosting has not been eliminated from this Bible. You can see, and I'm not sure if you can see it as well on your screen as I can with my naked eye, but this Bible does have some ghosting in the Psalms, no question about that. So let's look now to the cheaper, the Thinline reference in top grain at exactly the same page. Well, it was supposed to be the same page. There, let's go to, here we are. How does the ghosting look here? Well, the shocker, in my opinion, is that it's actually a little bit better. How can that be? How can it be that this more expensive paper in the Omega has more ghosting than the less expensive Thinline edition? Well, you be the judge. You tell me, can you see any difference? Does it look exactly the same from where you are at home? In my vantage point, it actually looks like the cheaper Thinline in top grain has less ghosting than the more expensive Omega. Believe it or not. I was surprised myself. I thought I'd get the opposite. But EM asked the question and I'm just giving the answers. Well, let's turn to another page then. Let's go to somewhere perhaps in a more narrative section. Let's go to Luke chapter 7. And I'll turn this one to Luke 7 as well. I'm ordained, which means I can flip my Bible very quickly. It's one of the reasons we go to seminary. Look, had a marker in there. In the narrative sections, of course, the Bibles are both going to perform better because there's more text on the page. I don't think the ghosting here is distracting at all. In my opinion, neither of these Bibles are very problematic, really, unless you're used to a Cambridge wide margin edition with, super 38 GSM paper. I think these actually perform really well. And to go back to the cheaper edition, the top grain, once again, I don't think that there is much of a problem with ghosting. I hope you can see that at home. You can see the lines in the back, no question, you can. I'm not saying you can't. But all things considered, both of these Bibles, in my view, perform fairly well. The line matching is going to increase the quality of any Bible print and layout. The souped up paper on the Omega, while it does seem to be softer and it does have a better feel to the paper, I'm disappointed to say I can't say that it provides you with less ghosting than the less expensive top grain. Okay, just an opinion. Hope that helps. Thanks for the question, and we'll talk to you later.